What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. We are gonna be working on the International again today. As you can see behind me, we're gonna be taking the rear axle off of this old donor frame because we changed our minds and we're gonna use that rear axle. But yeah, we're kind of running out of daylight. It's kind of getting dark. So let's see if we can get this rear axle off before it gets too dark. Well, we got the rear end off of that donor truck. This thing is a beast.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I think it's going to work a lot better than what we were planning on doing with that other axle. The other axle been fine, but this one's definitely heavier duty.
Yeah.
And I like that it's got the disc brakes.
And that was because with that other axle, for one, I had the drum brakes, and so we're like, well, you can buy disc brake conversion kits for them, and then we would have to buy a 10 lug conversion kit for it. So it's like by the time we do all that, we're just better off. By the money that we'd have to put into this to make it work for us, it'll be cheaper than to try and convert that other axle to work for us. Because we found out, talking to a friend, that we can just change out that entire carrier assembly out of that for a different ratio. So we're just going to go junkyard shopping until we find a 3 something ratio axle we can just swap into there. And then that'll make it so we can run pretty much any tire we want and have the speeds that we want. So yeah, now I think we're just going to take this other axle off and throw this other axle on there, see what it's going to look like, and yeah, just see what we have to work with. It's going to look massive on there. Pretty pumped to see what it looks like. Yeah, let's start ripping this axle off. Hopefully it goes smoother than this one. Those U-bolt nuts are hard to get off once they've been on there for a few decades. So we'll see how that goes. she is. That is a big rear end. Everything mounts up good. What's nice about staying with the same brand, and I'm sure most axles have the same mounting points, but yeah, that's wide. It looks good though. See how much we can lower it, and yeah, I'm excited. It's gonna be a big rear end. So our next step here, sorry if it's kind of loud, we have our heater going and it's a pain to start it, so we don't really want to turn it on and off. So you're just gonna have to bear with me real fast while I talk through this. So yeah, we're just gonna go through and remove the leaf spring system completely off of this, because one of the ways we're gonna lower it is take these rivets out, chop the top off this, and we're just gonna move these rivets here, right here, and just mount them to the holes here. That'll give us like 4 inches right there of droppage. So that's what we're gonna start on now, so let's do it. Finally, after probably 2 hours, took us to get those rivets out. 2 hours, we finally got all the rivets pulled. Right now, there's just a couple bolts holding it in place, but that's what we're gonna be going for. Just moving that up, raised it 3 inches, which lowers the frame 3 inches. So we'll just come and measure a line off that, take those off, and then we'll just drill new holes for that, and that'll hold the frame. So that was a pretty easy drop. If it wasn't for the rivets, that would have been like a 20-minute job, but it is what it is. So yeah, I think now we're going to be pulling off the entire leaf spring set, and then we're going to be making a drop bracket, shackle, I don't know, I don't remember what they're called. I think it's shackle something. Pretty much we're going to make our own brackets here that hold the leaf spring. And I think we're going to be draw lengthening them another 2 inches, which will lengthen this 2 inches, put it about here, and that'll put the top leaf almost about right below flush with the frame. And then that will raise the leaves, which will lower the frame. So it's kind of where we're going next with this rear end project. So sweet. Well, that was easy. If you've never done this before, what we did was we pulled the 2 clamping bolts out of this and just hammered it out. It looked like you could have taken off the cap and pulled that out as well, but I think either way it'll work. So I guess we're kind of at a hold still until we can get that bracket made. So I think that's probably going to be the next project. I think I can design it and build it myself. I will attempt, and if not, then we'll just have to have someone else cut it out with a machine or something, CNC. But we'll see. Finally working on this thing again. Feels good.
Yeah.
Sat for a long time. Just kind of deciding what we want to do. So sweet. I think we're gonna call it a night. Well, I'd like to thank everyone who is watching and following this build. It's fun to finally making progress on it again. We're moving right along. Just thank you again for all the support that you've shown us in this build and my Subaru build. I'm gonna probably be having some more videos on that coming up, finishing up the gas door, and then there's quite a few other things I need to get done on it before I can paint it, and I'd like to get that done as soon as it warms up here, get into the 60s, just so that the painting process goes better. So yeah, thank you all, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up with it, and we'll catch you on the next video. Peace.